Hi guys!
Guys.
Good morning!
Mm,
Okay guys, welcome to our channel, Three Sisters Kids TV and Family. Say hi guys! Jolene,
Hi.
wala pa naman pero mamaya. Where are we going guys?
We're gonna go on a cruise.
Yay! Are you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We're going to Jollibee.
And Jollibee later, yeah of course! Ayan guys, so inaantay na lang namin yung yung ship. Yan na ba yun, mahal?
Ship.
Okay. So, maya-maya, aalis na kami. Pero dito muna kami sa loob ng car kasi sobrang lamig dito. Oh my gosh. First day of snow. Nag-snow na dito, guys.
No.
Yan. So, yan yung yung ship.
Ship pirate.
Yan.
Ship's pirate.
Mega shout out sa 1 million in the
Hi,
house. Hi guys.
Okay. Exciting. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Peekaboo,
Sorry, malipot si
guys.
Pit-Pit, guys. Wait. I-share ko lang to sa ating community. Share.
Mama.
I'll just muna. Wait.
Mama.
Yes. Para makita nila doon
Mama,
sa
what is?
Sorry, magulo ang cam, guys.
Huh?
Ayan. Diyan muna kayo, guys. Enjoy mo na sa
Can
view.
do deep.
Enjoy mo na sa view. Hi, mega shout out OFW Life Adventure. Finally.
That's hiding.
Nakadalaw ka sa aking bahay.
What's that hiding?
Thank you.
Ma, what's
palang ano
that
Add
hiding?
moderator eh.
Okay, yeah. Add moderator mo siya.
Oh.
Ayan. Thank you sa 2 million in the house. Ayan, sasakay kami dyan mamaya, guys. So, it's long weekend here in Canada. Kaya, ayan. Gala-gala muna pag may time. Spend time with family. Ayan. So, yan, guys. So, kaninang umaga, nag-snow na siya. Kaso, nalusaw. Ayan. Katatapos lang LS ko. Okay. Thank you sa pagdaan ha, OFW. Thank you so much. Wait lang, i-share ko lang yung aking share sa community. No, later.
Let's go out now.
Let's go outside na.
Yeah.
I think
Or later.
we need to
Board.
line up.
Just wait.
Just wait.
Let's go.
Magko-cruise
just
tayo
wait,
sa
just wait.
lake.
If you
Yeah.
see the
Makikita natin yung US border.
Kahit border lang
Border lang.
You're always welcome po. Thank you. Ayan. OFW. OF. Yan. Thank you sa patamsak ha. Thank you sa patamsak.
Hindi mo ma-exit yan.
No, I want to Oh, okay. So, share na lang with Messenger. Ayan. Sayang, hindi ako nakalagay sa Hindi ko tuloy na i-share sa community. Sa mga friendship. Stay safe po. Take care all kids. Thank you OFW. Same to you. God bless and stay safe always.
So many shares.
Sa community lang.
Saan community to?
Or kay Joanne ba? Kay Madam Laag. If you're
Wala naman ako sa kay Joan lang.
Tapos sabihin mo na ipakiusap na lang i-share. Kasi hindi ako nakalagin. Mega shout out sa 2 million in the house. I think we need to go outside now. They're falling in line now. The kids, look at them. You're hungry, baby.
May pagkain yan.
Dito? Make your hand. Tara. Doon tayo sa labas.
Let's go na. Kasi inline na.
Lalabas na kami, guys. Sorry for the camera.
Camera. Wait lang, Shane. Wait lang. Ibusan mo kayo yung ano mo.
Okay.
Go.
You need to put on your mask. Here, put on your mask. Make a shout out sa 3 million in the house. Ready to go na, guys. Put on your mask first. It's okay. Put on your mask. Just saglit lang, guys, ha. Here.
Boat.
Yeah. Don't be scared, okay?
Now fall, ma.
No, you won't. Go just pray to Jesus, okay? To keep us safe. Oh, can you go down? Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's go. Careful, guys. Watch your step. Oh, so cold. My hand is shaking. Ayan, guys. Hala. Dapat kanina tayo nagpila. Wala tayong upuan mamaya. That's fine. Oh, it's cold. Hello, sis. Mega shout out sa imo. Pasensya na. Akong kamot nagkurog-kurog kay tugnaw kaayo. Oh my god. Uy, katugnaw, oy. Guys, oh, sobrang ganda dito, guys. Oh my gosh. Nasaan yung ano, mahal? Para hindi mangi... Nagsishake yung hand ko. Hindi kami ready, guys. Hindi namin in-expect na ano, na mag-snow for today. My hand is shaking. Oh my gosh. Mega shoutout sa 4 million in the house. Pasensya na sa akam. Oh my gosh. Mahal. Yes, sis. Sakay mi ana, sis. At may border.
What's your boat?
Oh my gosh. My hand is shaking.
What's your boat? What's your boat?
Hindi kami ready. Wala kaming gloves.
Wala, kawawa yung ano mga tao.
Can you hold it for a while?
I will take the camera.
Oh my gosh. No, we're not yet. We're not ready actually. I know. Oh my gosh. Faith, stay here. Okay, malapit namin manakay. Ayan na, let's go. Ayan. Sakay na, guys. Super ferry. Oh, can you hold mo na?
Yes. Hold it.
Really cold?
Okay, I'm just gonna carry you
Look at the view.
to keep me warm. Baby,
Faith. Faith.
oh, let's put here muna.
No!
Okay, okay.
Hi.
I'm going to use a big boat.
Hi.
Binili pa namin to.
Yeah, we just bought it today. Ah!
Good girl si Faith.
We should have bought the ano.
Nagpalit misis uy.
Ano mo?
Ano?
Kasi yung hangin na pupunta sa ano niya ba?
Ayan. Hi, Shine. Huwag kalimutan tamsak ni host. Ay, naku. Pasensya na sa cam. Nanginginig ang aking kamay. Ganda.
Secondly, as you're getting on board, if you don't have gloves on, we'll give everyone a squirt of hand sanitizer. And then if you get all of your tickets ready to go, as you're getting on board, we'll just like to close the level of
Ayun na.
You just drop your ticket inside the tin can. With that, take your time, watch your step. The deck is slippery, the boat is slippery, so make sure you're taking your time. There's no rush.
Okay, so the boat is slippery. Okay.
Make your way down the dock.
Careful. Ayun na. Good girl sis kay gitugnaw. Ayun na. Yan yung hotel. I-check mo yung ticket. Watch your step.
Hindi na masyadong hangin dito.
Yeah.
Kasi open yan.
Oo. Yan, nindot kayo sis, oh. Ay. Hindi tayo nagpa-picture dito.
Baka dito tayo sa isa.
Basya pa yan. Are you sleepy face? Sige sis. Thank you, thank you. Sis, palihog ko kuan sis B. I-invite sa atong kuan sis, sa atong community. Dili ko wala ko naka-login sa kuan. Sa ako ang isa ka account. Ay, salamat. Mahal po sis. Ang adult kay 45. Pag pag resident ka, pero pag hindi 55. Tapos ang mga bata, magkano yun man? 25 pag resident. Mahal jud sis. Sige lang, i-enjoy na lang namo. Panagsara man eh. Wow, they want to go upstairs. We just stay inside, huh? It's cold. It's cold out there. Up there. So kailangan namin mag-sanitize. Sanitize. So, sorry, kadali lang. Ito sis, ang hotel sis, oh. Sige, ito pangalan, Prince of
Wales.
Pardon?
Prince of Wales.
Prince of Wales, yeah.
Prince of Wales
Big
Hotel.
hotel, beautiful.
Yan. Yan sis, oh. Prince of Wales Hotel.
It's first time? Awesome. It's cool. It's a cool time to be here. But it's beautiful. Hopefully the clouds will keep lifting. Now we can see the tops of the mountains. It's really cool. Fresh snow in September. Alright guys, go ahead.
Hand sanitizer.
Good job.
Just
One
wait.
layer after the other. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Wait lang. Hand sanitizer. Hi. Oh. There you go. We're inside. Finally. Yan. Say hi. Hi. Jalen, mag-GoPro ka.
What's that sound?
Yan, dito.
Oh, no one can see.
Nindot yun sis. Sa sulod lang mo kay hangin. Oo, maujud. Yan ay mga bata ba? Yay, finally. Pato na mig US sis.
Mama,
Do not-
stop.
What?
Where's that?
It's the boat. The ship.
What's that? That sound?
It's your first time, so it's okay, right? Don't be scared.
You're not scared.
So maya-maya, alis na kami. Oo sis, 1 hour and 15 minutes ang amo ang kuan. Biyahe.
Walk.
No. We're visiting the United States of America. Outside of United States of America.
Hi guys. My name is
Why?
Ready to cross.
Hi, say hi. Hi guys. Transit, Mrs. Oy. Transit. Tara dito ang bukid, oh.
Hi, sunshine and faith.
Wala to nga ang buha kagagmay. Tubo. Okay raman, oh. Si Shine, gitugnaw kay maura niya ang jacket na dala, oy. Pero ano, doble-doble na niyang sinina. Gidoble na lang namo. May kay daghan ko dala yung ani ba?
The blue thing.
Hmm?
The blue thing.
Say hi to mommy.
No.
Ay. Say hi to mommy.
Hi, mommy. Hi, mommy.
Just wait. There.
Hi, mommy.
Jalan. Hi. Ayan, malapit na kami umalis. Hello, Faith. Love, love, love. Sabi ni Mami. Lord, protect us, Jesus. Keep us safe and sound. Bless us, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Yay, baby Faith, pray. Amen, baby. Are you praying? Yeah?
Sleeping.
Oh, you're sleeping. I thought you're praying. Huh? She's pretending? Yeah? Don't do that. You're excited? Yeah? So behave yourself,
This
okay?
house, how can go?
Oh, behave yourself, guys, okay?
How can go home?
We will come back later.
Why?
Sleeping na. Buti na lang good girl sila. Oo, dyan sis. Hello daw, Mr. Joan.
I started
Mr. Jo.
fall down. I
Jolan.
started, Mom!
Hey.
I started fall down.
Okay, okay. I'm sorry. No shout, okay? Oh, we're moving. We're leaving now. We're leaving. Yay!
Bye.
See you later.
Bye,
Yes, Lord. Protect us, Jesus. Keep us in the sun. Back and forth, Lord. Yay! Tara na. Larga na. Larga bola na.
Isa like that song.
Quiet, quiet. Quiet, quiet, okay? They'll get annoyed later. People shouting, screaming. Yay! Sis, nindot kay diri sis, oy.
I'm sure.
Sulit ang bayad.
Sulit ang bayad, sis. Gastos kay meron ay. Pero sige lang. Enjoy man. Oo, nindot kaya bukid Wow, so amazing. Yun na yung hotel, sa taas. Prince of Wales. Yes, yes sis. Alis na sis. Ilarga na. Tara na, sakay na. Yan yung hotel sis, Prince of Wales. Sikat na hotel dere. Sa tuktok ng bundok.
Hotel ni Prince.
Prince siya. Sakay mi ana. Puhon sis. Kita. Oh, kana ang hotel. Sa Banford mahal man. Oh, wala pa mi kakuan dito.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Is this thing working? How's everyone doing today? Good? Excellent. Ready for a boat ride? Awesome. I hope so. If you're not ready now, it's too late. We have left the dock. We're underway. So welcome on board the Miss Waterton. And we have a beautiful hour and 15-minute cruise ahead of us on a nice, cool September morning with fresh snow all over the mountains.
That's right.
So hopefully the clouds will lift throughout the cruise and we'll be able to see a little bit more of the mountain scenery. But right here around town, look around us. Mount Crandall off your left shoulder behind us. Mount Bertha here off our right. You can see right up to the very top of these mountains. Pretty spectacular. Down, as you look down the valley where we're headed to, you're looking due south down the upper Waterton Lake. You can see the clouds are a little bit lower in the valley, but they are lifting. This morning the clouds were right down here at lake level. There were clouds coming off the lake. Steam's coming off. So it should be an excellent cruise. Hopefully everyone's ready. Bundled up nice and warm. We have a couple heaters here in the main cabin which will take the edge off that cold. And if you do want to move around the boat throughout the cruise, you can go outside, but it is pretty chilly, so might want to just sit down here and really sit back, relax,
Yep.
soak it all in. And before we get going too far along, I am
Sus,
required
ikaw pa,
by
pag sure
Transport
diha.
Canada to give you guys a bit of information about the safety features on board this vessel. So
Pretty
the Miss
baby,
Waterton,
oy.
she is licensed to
Dato,
carry
bayak ka.
125 passengers. And as such, we have life jackets for each and every
Make a
person
shout
on board.
out, pretty baby.
Locations of the life jackets, those of you here in the main cabin, just look underneath all the seats. You'll see life jackets in front and behind. We also have children life jackets up here at the front for the little ones on board. We have firefighting equipment. It's all strategically located around the vessel. We have first aid equipment up here at the helm. There's equipment for man overboard situations. On the upper deck, we have 2 life rings. There's a life sling, and there's also 2 big white barrels on the back of the upper deck. Those big white barrels, self-inflating Zodiac life rafts. So in the unlikely event, if we had to abandon ship, we would push one of those big white barrels overboard. It would automatically self-inflate. We would all climb safely and calmly aboard, and then from there we get the paddles out and your tour would continue. Get your money's worth, right? But in all seriousness, we do have all your safety concerns well in hand. Your crew today, we have been trained in firefighting, first aid, man overboard situations. We're both captains licensed through Transport Canada. But your captain at the helm today doing the driving, this is Captain Keith.
Hello.
Captain Keith, he's one of our longest, most experienced captains here in the Water Controlling Cruise Company. He's been piloting these boats now for over a decade. He's very experienced. He grew up here in the One-Knee Waterton area, spending all his summers here in the park. So he's going to take good care of us as we do make our way further south. So that's Captain Keith. My name, I'm your second crew member. My name is Jeremy. And I'll be your tour guide today. So as we make our way down the valley, I will talk about the area. I'll point out all the points of interest. I'll try to enhance your boat ride, make it as enjoyable for you as possible. I myself am a born and raised local. I've spent my whole life growing up here around the park. I grew up about 10 minutes outside of the town site, so right along the north boundary of Waterton Lakes National Park. So growing up here in the area, over the years I've gained a lot of information about this national park, as well as Glacier Park to the south of us. So today I hope to give you a local's perspective, and certainly a local's appreciation of this beautiful area. If you have any questions throughout the cruise, feel free to ask. This is your cruise after all, and I want to talk about what you guys are interested in. So ask lots of questions. You can raise your hand, you can shout out your questions, let me know. If you don't ask questions, well, I'll have to make it up as I go. Well, first question right off the bat.
When was the forest fire up here?
So excellent question. When was the forest fire? You look off the right-hand side of the boat, all along these mountains surrounding the whole town site. A very large forest fire. That was the Kenow wildfire of 2017. So 3 years ago, a large fire came through our national park. And for the next couple mountains, we're going to see where this forest fire burnt. But then about halfway down the valley, we're going to see a line in the forest where that forest fire came to an end back in mid-September 2017.
Never touched the town?
Never touched the town. Look at the town site now. It's a small green oasis, completely surrounded by burnt mountainsides. I'll give you kind of a recap on what happened with the Kenow wildfire, because it was a really significant event. It actually burnt about 70% of the forest within our national park. 70%. Everything out to the west of us, the whole west side of the national park, was burnt that year. So the Kenow fire began with a lightning strike. A dry lightning strike, August 30th, 2017. It began in British Columbia, in the little provincial park of Akamina-Kishnia Provincial Park. So that's where it began. The typical westerly winds began pushing that fire towards us here in Waterton Lakes National Park, Alberta. The fire came right up to the edge of the Continental Divide. That's when Parks Canada sent helicopters to begin actively fighting that fire. The Continental Divide, a large band of mountains with very little trees along the ridge. So it's a natural defense, it's a natural area for those
Enjoy lang mo diya,
firefighters
guys, ha?
to try to stop that fire in its tracks. So they were fighting it there for a number of days. They really didn't want that fire to jump over the Continental Divide. Because if it entered our national park, the way these valleys funnel right at the back of town, the fire would be carried right into the town site. So that's exactly what happened. The fire was able to jump into our national park, into Alberta. September 8th, 2017, they sounded the evacuation alert. So everybody in town, locals and tourists alike, we all had to pack up what we could, and we had to get out. As we were leaving town on September 8th, 250 firefighters from all across Alberta, even different parts of Canada. They were just arriving in our little town site. When those firefighters got here, they had lots of equipment. They set up water pumps all around the shoreline, and they began sucking huge volumes of water out of the lake. And they pumped it into these sprinkler systems they set up around the entire perimeter of town. So all along the back edge of town, they had sprinklers running non-stop for 3 days. From September 8th to September 11th, they were soaking that forest. They created almost a rainforest, a bit of a buffer zone between the town site and that where the forest fire was coming from. The forest fire made its move in one night, sweeping across almost the whole park in one evening. September 11th, 2017, that's when the wind gusts really began to pick up. The wind was blowing at about 80 kilometers an hour from the west, and it was fueling that fire, fanning it, pushing it right towards the town site. But the firefighters, they were well prepared. They didn't give up an inch. Not a single building was lost in town, which is pretty amazing. Because that fire came right from the back of the town site, right from that Cameron Valley, and then it burned all the way around town, leaving all the buildings unharmed. The fire was moving like a wall. The fire was reported at moving at about the same speed as the boat right now, right around 10 kilometers an hour. Try to imagine the forest going up in flames as fast as we're moving. It was a very fast-moving fire, and it was moving like a wall. The firefighters said the flames were swirling above the trees 30, 40 feet above the canopy. There was firefighters, they were stationed on every street in town, on every street corner, because when the winds are blowing like that, there's embers coming out of the sky, landing on the roofs of the buildings all over town. So they're keeping everything nice and wet. The next day, September 12th, the winds died right down. A slight north breeze came out of similar to the wind we have right now, and the north breeze typically brings in cool weather, just like we're experiencing today. And so then shortly after that, Parks Canada was able to get a handle on that fire, and about a week after, they had it completely under control. But it was amazing what those firefighters accomplished. Outside of town, we did lose a couple buildings. We lost the old visitor information center, we lost the Alpine Stables, a couple buildings up at the golf course,
Tulog na si
and
Shai.
then along the north boundary of the park, right where my ranch is, a few of my neighbors lost just about everything, their houses, their barns. But the most important thing, everyone was safe. The evacuations were a success, and no one was injured during that Keenan wildfire. My family was very lucky. The fire burnt about a kilometer south of our house, and then it stopped. And we were very fortunate. But now when you look at these mountains here off our right, like Mount Bertha, you can see the rejuvenation is already beginning. There's a thick layer of undergrowth all along these mountains. Right now that undergrowth has turned kind of a brown. It's dried out because of the very hot, dry summer we had. But if you were here just a couple weeks ago, the entire mountains all around us, they were completely green, vibrant green coming from underneath that burnt forest. So all that new growth, that is a great sign for a speedy recovery. It should only take that forest between 60 and 100 years, and hopefully it'll look something like what it once did. Now for us, that seems like a long time, right? 100 years for a forest to regrow, but in the lifetime of a forest, that's really a drop in the bucket. That's really nothing. These forests, they need forest fires. Forest fires are a good thing. They're part of the natural, healthy cycle of the forest. Because when a forest fire burns through, it returns nutrients back into the soil. Allows for younger, healthier aged trees to begin to grow. The sunlight is able to reach the valley floor, and a younger, healthier forest will bloom. It's all part of the cycle. You look here off the left, the east side of the lake, this was completely untouched. The fire never crossed to the east side of the park. So the forest you're looking at here, it's a relatively old growth forest. There's no record of this side of the valley ever burning. So types of trees you're looking at here off our left, there's some block cottonwood trees. The deciduous trees you see here along the shoreline are beginning to turn yellow. Those would be a lot of the cottonwoods. There's some Douglas fir, some Engelmann spruce. A little bit higher up in the mountains you can find white bark pine, limber pine, some western larch, some tamarack, and even alpine larch a bit higher up. So there's a good variety of trees here off our left. And this time of year they're just starting to change colors. All the deciduous trees, the leaves will go yellow, eventually fall off. And up in the alpine, the larch trees, their little needles will turn yellow, a golden color. It's absolutely spectacular. It is the changing of the seasons, and this is the first day that's really telling us that fall is coming. Summer is just about over.
Yeah, just wait, just wait.
Last year it was mid-September. In the town site of Waterton, we got 3 feet of snow overnight. Mid-September last year. So this is nothing. Just a little bit of slush in town. But you really never know what you're going to get.
Just wait, I'm fixing it. Unang hulog na, unang hulog.
My jacket. My jacket.
It's okay, it's okay.
You want white?
Meron. Are you done? No?
Where's my food?
Here. Here. Nag-shoutout sa 2 million in the house. Here.
How deep the river?
Excellent question. How deep is this lake that we're cruising on? So this is the Upper Waterton Lake, and it's actually the deepest natural lake in the Canadian Rockies. The average depth, 220 feet.
Wow.
That's 80 meters,
Oh my.
and that's on average. Look how close we are to the shoreline here. Look how fast it drops off. This lake is shaped a lot like your bathtub at home, with steep walls dropping off very fast off the shoreline, bottoming out in the middle, becoming very sharp on the far shoreline. So on average, 220 feet. The official deep spot, 487 feet. 487 feet, that's 148 meters, incredibly deep. Which is quite surprising considering how close we are to the prairies. When you drove into Waterton, you might have noticed you went right from prairies, straight from mountains, deep U-shaped valleys. So that tells the story of glaciation. When you look down this valley, everything you're looking at has been sculpted and has been carved out by glaciers. You'll see U-shaped valleys between the mountains, and some alpine cirques a little bit higher up. It's a pretty beautiful landscape all carved and sculpted many years ago. On the right-hand side of the mountain here you're looking at, this is called Mount Richards. Mount Richards. And this is where the fire came to an end. A little bit ahead of us along the side of Mount Richards. Keep watching, you'll see a transition in the forest. Starting at the shoreline and working its way up the mountain at a bit of a diagonal. You'll see where that fire came to an end back in 2017. I should also mention to keep your eyes peeled for wildlife. Throughout the cruise today, make sure you're scanning the shorelines, the alpine meadows, the treetops. You really never know what you're going to see from the tour boat here. And just because the weather's a bit cold, that doesn't really seem to bother the wildlife. Just the other day, when it was a little bit warmer, we had a black bear come right down to the shoreline, and this black bear went for a swim. Sat in the water for about 5 minutes because it was too hot. It's trying to cool off. So the bears, they're pretty content when the weather's like this. They have those big, thick fur coats. It doesn't bother them all that much.
Galing naman.
So make sure you're scanning. And if you do see any wildlife, please let us know. Tell us what you see or what you think you see. I'll let Captain Keith know, and we'll do a good job getting nice and close, get everyone a good view. On the morning trip on the 10 a.m. cruise,
Naku,
we had a
lobat
bald eagle
na
that
ako.
was flying right overhead of us, soaring the 6-foot wingspan. This huge bald eagle.
Sayang,
put on
lobat
quite
na
the show.
ako, guys.
But this whole summer has been the summer of black bears and bald eagles. Those have been our two main sightings throughout the whole month of August and July.
Tingnan nyo na lang sa aming premiere, guys.
But we can see lots of different animals. There's
Lobat
6
na ako,
different
sis.
mammal species here in Waterton.
Say bye-bye na.
To name a few, we have both black bears and
Nice
grizzly
lobat.
bears, the two species. Most common, definitely the black bears. Grizzly bears, they require a little bit more habitat, so there's a lot fewer of them here within our national park. We have predators
because
like
Mama is lobat.
wolves, mountain lions, lynx,
Lobat,
bobcats,
yeah.
wolverines, members of the weasel family. And then there's the herbivores,
Nice
there's the ungulates, like white-tailed deer, mule deer, Rocky Mountain
Oo,
bighorn sheep.
sis.
There's mountain
Salamat,
goats all the way up
sis.
the top of the mountains.
Mami, bye-bye.
There's elk, there's moose,
Lobat na, eh.
but
Sayang.
250
Dali
different
naman
species
lobat.
of birds will live in Waterton, or they'll migrate through the area, staying here for a little bit of time. 10 different species of reptiles and amphibians.